What's up? Billy here. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, whatever time of day it is to you. So this episode is going to be the second of our Colorado elk and mule deer hunt series, and this is just a quick little episode for you where we're sitting by the campfire on Saturday night having a cocktail and kind of just unwinding before we all hit the bed. We are all pretty exhausted at this point, and we had a long hike in on Friday night, beat us up pretty good. The mountain won again, so we had some heavy packs, and getting out of the vehicle after driving 24 hours straight showed that it was maybe not the best decision. And as this kind of storyline unfolds, and as many of you may know, we ended up having an interesting twist at the end of our trip. So I think that our decision to pack up in there right out of the vehicle and have limited fluids in us, we didn't drink a ton of water, so I think that all led to us being in a little bit of rough shape at the end of the day on Saturday, and especially sucking wind and having a hard time going up the hill to get back in there on Friday night. But we did it, and we got camp set up. We had a great day on Saturday, and and Tard and Bob laid the hammer down and shot a beautiful bull on opening day. So enjoy the episode. This is going to be just a few minutes recapping our Friday and Saturday, and we will keep these coming. So we'll have 2 or 3 more after this, and then we'll probably be getting the group together to do an overall hunt recap to wrap this whole series up. So enjoy, and thanks for listening. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Most of our stuff is being posted there. We're doing some day-by-day photo recap and stuff like that. So make sure to follow us on Instagram at pertnier_outdoors. And, if you're listening on iTunes, please give us a follow and please rate us with 5 stars. That would be wonderful. So thank you, and enjoy. All right, where'd he go? Waiting on a woman. That fire's nice, Trigger.
That was probably stupid what I just did.
What'd you do?
Well, I give it a little bit another one, and then the last one was
A lot.
Yeah. Which is,
It'll help you sleep.
that's what I'm figuring.
Ooh, nice. Top her right off.
Well, I think for how much vodka I displayed,
Right.
I'm a little bit nervous.
It's kind of nice the wind's not whipping right now. Shouldn't have said that.
Oh, yeah. It's good.
Yeah?
It's perfect.
Hard hitting? No?
That's right where she needs to be. I ain't making another one.
Alright, so while we're waiting for Danny, let's just get a quick recap here of the first day and a half. Well, 2 days. Because last time we recorded, I guess it was midway through yesterday.
That was it?
Yeah, it seems like 2 years ago.
Jesus.
So how was our adventure up in yesterday?
Just flew right up the hill.
It was like nothing.
Like nothing even happened.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I blacked out for most of it.
It was the elevation.
Yeah.
Oh, here comes the Michelin man with fucking...
Fuck you.
It's good
Puffy
to have...
pants.
Where were you? Were you washing your pot?
Yeah.
That's good.
He was blowing on his britches trying to get him to dry.
So we're just doing a quick recap here. So yesterday we hiked in.
Hill was long.
The hill was
Kinda
very
steep at
long.
times.
It was steep. We all struggled quite a bit.
I struggled the worst by far.
Yeah, but that was to be expected. You still
Billy
did
pulled
good.
through.
I was a hurting unit today, so.
What did it take us, 5 hours?
Was it 5 hours?
We got up here around 9, right?
Yeah.
Or was it 8:30?
It was like 8:30. It was about this
Right.
time. I don't know what time it is right now.
Either way, it was way too long. It was 2 hours too long.
Yeah, that was a long.
2 hours in, I
did get
felt
this.
pretty confident that I'd
Yeah.
give it a pretty good rip. But after that, things went downhill.
We did get to see a bull moose
Oh yeah,
and a cow. That was pretty cool.
right below camp.
Right below
Oh, the-
camp.
I really don't know how big the moose get around here. I don't think they get that much bigger.
I don't think they get much bigger than that. That was a nice moose. I mean, I've never seen a moose in the wild. That thing was huge.
His body was huge.
Yeah, I mean, standing in that marsh, if we were to stand out there, the stuff would have been up to our nippies.
Yeah.
But so we got camp set up last night, and we were all pretty much wrecked. So we crashed, and this morning we got up and did some glassing on the side hill in front of us, and we saw more hikers than we did animals. None of which were fun to look at. No, I wouldn't.
No, they weren't that fun.
No. So Danny and I went on a bit of a, what'd you call it? A
Slick Willie's adventure.
Slick Willie's big adventure. It's what we do on opening day every year. We go too far and burn ourselves out.
Yeah.
But Danny and I
didn't burn ourselves out yesterday.
Yeah, we got up to the pass that we wanted to get to, and we ran out to. We got to see the sanctuary. We got to where we wanted to be. We didn't see any animals. We saw a pile of mountain goats, but those were like 6 miles away.
Yeah.
But those are the animals we got to see today.
Absolutely impossible area to get to.
Right. But it was cool nonetheless. But when Danny and I were up high, we were able to look down into where Bob and Tard were hunting, and we started hearing some bugles, and we were able to get radio contact with them. And it was probably about a half hour later. It was a little bit before noon.
Yeah, it was probably 10:30.
Was it 10? Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess it was before 11. We heard a couple muzzleloader shots back to back, and we were able to get them back on the radio, and learned that the two of them together, they put down a nice 6-point. So, or a, what'd you call it, 6-point?
Yeah, 6 points.
6-point.
6 by
So
6.
6 by 6. So beautiful bull for them. We haven't seen it yet. We haven't really had good enough cell service to get in touch with them, but we hunted back at camp around here tonight just to check the area out and see where Brian was. Brian had a nice little walkabout this morning.
I did some nice still hunting, got to see some areas. Some elk sign, a little bit of deer sign. I don't know if I'm proud or disappointed that I could have shot a 4-corn muley.
We'll know by the end of the week.
Yeah, but nonetheless, I had it in my peep sight, and I showed a little self-control, which I don't have much of at times.
You're growing up right before us. It's
No.
amazing.
Tomorrow, the same buck walks by.
He's in trouble. The opening day.
It was 9 o'clock opening day,
Yeah.
and I thought, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So we took a gander over that way this evening, and there's some
Definitely
decently
sign.
fresh sign. We found some both deer scat and elk scat and some tracks, and we got up to a high vantage point where we could listen over this big drainage, and we didn't hear any bugles. We were hoping to, but Danny and Brian, I got up and called the wife and was on the phone with her, and I came back, and like a smart ass, Danny says, "How many elk have you seen on this hunt here so far, Billy?" It's like, "None." He's like, "Well, I've got 2 up on you." I was like, "Son of a bitch." So they got to see a couple elk. They were making their way up the hill into the timber, so we really couldn't make out what they were, but at least we know there's elk near us here.
We know there's elk here, but
Right.
didn't hear a bugle
They're
all
not
day, so
they're not fired up right now for whatever reason. The weather seems
perfect.
It's I don't know whether the full moon's a bad thing or not. I don't really.
Yeah, maybe they
read too
bugled
far
all
into
night
that.
last night.
But a couple of us might have heard a bugle last night. It was pretty windy.
Yeah.
All night last night. It was
Really windy.
really
Hard to confirm.
yeah. But you start to hear things when you want to hear something like that. You kind of start to make it up in your mind. So
Yeah.
So the game plan now for tomorrow is we're all going to kind of go our own way in the morning, get a hunt in, and then meet up with those guys over the pass, which is probably about a couple miles away, to get up over to where they are, where they stash the meat for the night. And they did a hell of a job for just the 2 of them. They got that whole elk quartered, we're assuming boned out, and hung in game bags, and they hiked it all the way back to as close as they could to the pass. So I don't know, I guess for all we know that could be a mile
Could
from the
be a
pass.
mile.
But
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. But either way, it's impressive how far the 2 of them were able to get that, because I know where they shot it, and it was a good ways away from the trail. So excited to get over there tomorrow and see that, but also not looking forward to a heavy pack out. But we'll have some fresh meat for camp, and we'll probably take it back all the way down to the trucks and take it back to the taxidermist to let it hang. So tomorrow will be kind of a trekking day after we get our morning hunt in. We'll probably be making our way back to town tomorrow night and maybe stay in town, or we might come back in. We're not sure yet. Depends how everybody feels. So it's kind of the rundown. Got anything you want to add, Danny?
No, pretty good.
Yeah, you look like you're feeling you're feeling tired, and that nightcap is feeling nice.
This vodka and Pedialyte is doing the job right now.
Is
so
it?
That's what I got to say.
Yep. Beautiful nightcap. Having a nice little fire.
Nice.
Beautiful night. It's
It
not
is
windy out yet. Hopefully it stays that way.
Yep.
It's kind of brutal in the tent last night.
It was hard to stay asleep when that. You could hear the wind coming. It was like straight line winds.
Plus, it
was
had
pretty
to be in
wild.
the 40s, but
That wind was
Yeah.
cold.
for some reason was a little chilly in the tent.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't have been for how warm
I
it was.
wonder if that makes a difference with my tent because that doesn't go all the way to the bottom.
Well,
And then
none of
there's
them
mesh
really
right
do.
there.
Yeah.
I think that wind's just ripping. Right
Oh, I
through
could feel the
there.
wind coming through and hitting me in the head.
Yeah.
And
See, I
I
really
had
didn't
I had no condensation on my tent this
No,
morning.
there was
so
none. I didn't really feel the wind, but I wasn't as warm as I felt like I should have been.
right.
Knock on wood, I was warm, so I'm pretty near excited to get into bed tonight.
Yeah, me too. All right. Well, I guess this was actually our official first log talk because we're all sitting on a log. This is like legit as shit. So
11,400 feet,
yep,
leaning against a log, having a cocktail.
it doesn't get much better. Just ate some
Sore
food that looks
feet.
like baby throw up, and and now
Sore feet,
yep.
sore shoulders.
Brian's
iffy
got me
back.
sitting Indian style here, like freaking.
Oh,
I don't think I'm gonna be able to get up. I feel my hips are locking right now as we're speaking.
My
so.
feet are just tingling. I'm not really sure what that means.
It's probably from the Indian style.
No,
I'll
they
do
were
it.
tingling on the way back. We got
Were they?
about halfway back the trail and
That's not good.
eh,
I wouldn't read too far into it. Just
I'm
go to
gonna
sleep and you'll feel
have a
better.
drink, and in the morning I'm gonna wake up. Everything's good.
All right, over and out. We will talk to you guys maybe tomorrow or the next day.